Welcome back, fellow history enthusiasts. Today we embark on an awe-inspiring journey through the fascinating world of ancient Egypt. I'm your host from Facts for Days, and in this episode we'll uncover 10 mind-blowing facts about this mystical civilization that you probably didn't know. So grab your papyrus scrolls and get ready to be amazed. Fact 1. Pyramids were not built by slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the pyramids were not built by slaves. In fact, it is a common misconception. While the construction of the pyramids involved a large labor force, there is no substantial evidence to support the claim that slaves were the primary workforce. Instead, it's believed that the builders were skilled and respected workers who were compensated for their efforts. Recent research suggests that the skilled workers were well fed and compensated for their labor. The construction techniques and organization involved in building these monumental structures will leave you in awe. First of all, the construction of the pyramids required a highly skilled labor force with specialized knowledge in quarrying, stone cutting, and engineering. These workers were likely trained and experienced craftsmen who dedicated their lives to these monumental projects. Ancient Egyptian society was structured hierarchically, and individuals had different roles and responsibilities. Many scholars believe that the builders of the pyramids were skilled workers who belonged to a professional class of laborers, not slaves. They were likely employed by the state and received wages, housing, and food in return for their work. Additionally, evidence suggests that the workers at the pyramid construction sites were organized into teams or gangs, with each team responsible for specific tasks. These teams worked on a rotational basis, allowing workers to take breaks, recover, and engage in other non-construction activities. The construction of the pyramids was a massive undertaking that required coordination and collaboration among various professionals, including architects, engineers, surveyors, and craftsmen. It's believed that the workforce consisted of a mix of skilled laborers, seasonal workers, and local villagers who came together to contribute their expertise and manpower. Furthermore, excavations around the pyramid sites have revealed evidence of ancient temporary settlements, which are believed to have housed the workers during the construction period. These settlements indicate that workers were not held in captivity, but rather had organized living arrangements near the construction sites. Inscriptions found in tombs and on pyramid walls provide insight into the lives of the workers involved in pyramid construction. These inscriptions often depict scenes of workers engaged in various tasks and suggest a sense of pride and camaraderie among the workforce. The construction of the pyramids was a monumental undertaking commissioned by the pharaohs. It was considered a prestigious and a sacred duty to contribute to the pharaoh's legacy and ensure their divine transition in the afterlife. Therefore, the workers likely had a sense of honor and devotion towards their work. The pyramids held immense religious and symbolic significance in ancient Egyptian culture. They represented the pharaoh's connection to the gods as well as their role as a central figure in society. Building the pyramids was considered a sacred act, and workers may have seen it as an opportunity to contribute to something greater than themselves. While the precise methods of pyramid construction are still debated among scholars, the evidence points to the involvement of a skilled and respected labor force rather than a system of slave labor. It is crucial to dispel the myth of the pyramids being built solely by slaves and acknowledge the remarkable achievements of the ancient Egyptian civilization and their skilled craftsmen. Fact 2. Egyptians practiced advanced medicine. Did you know that ancient Egyptians were pioneers in medicine? They possessed remarkable knowledge of anatomy, performed complex surgeries, and even had effective remedies for various ailments. Their understanding of anatomy, surgical procedures, and medical treatments was remarkable considering the limited resources and technology available to them. Here are some key aspects of ancient Egyptian medicine. Medical knowledge. Ancient Egyptian physicians had a solid understanding of the human body, including the internal organs, circulatory system, and skeletal structure. They believed that the body consisted of channels for blood vessels, air, and bodily fluids, and these channels needed to be kept in balance for good health. Medical practitioners. Physicians in ancient Egypt held a respected position in society and were highly skilled. They received formal training in medical schools, and some specialized in specific areas such as surgery, dentistry, or ophthalmology. Diagnostic techniques. The ancient Egyptians used various diagnostic methods to identify illnesses and diseases. They examined patients' symptoms, took detailed medical histories, and performed physical examinations. They also recognized the importance of observing urine and stool samples for diagnosing certain conditions. Surgical procedures. Egyptian surgeons were skilled in performing surgical procedures, including amputations, wound suturing, and removal of tumors and cysts. They used specialized tools such as scalpels, forceps, and probes. Evidence suggests that they had knowledge of anesthesia and used natural substances like opium and mandrake to numb the pain during surgeries. Wound treatment. The Egyptians were adept at treating wounds and infections. They used various natural substances such as honey, resin, and moldy bread to dress wounds and promote healing. They also had a comprehensive knowledge of bandaging techniques to prevent infection and promote faster recovery. Medicinal remedies. Ancient Egyptian medicine relied heavily on herbal remedies. They used a wide range of plants and herbs to create medicines for different ailments. Some examples include garlic for its antibacterial properties, aloe vera for burns and skin conditions, and willow bark for pain relief, which contained salicin, a precursor to aspirin. Eye and dental care. The Egyptians had specialized physicians for eye and dental care. They were skilled in treating eye diseases, performing cataract surgeries, and creating prosthetic eyes. For dental care, they used various tools like scalers, forceps, and drills to treat dental conditions and perform tooth extractions. Medical texts. The ancient Egyptians documented their medical knowledge in various texts such as the Ebers Papyrus and the Edwin Smith Papyrus. These texts contain detailed descriptions of medical conditions, treatments, and surgical techniques, providing valuable insights into their medical practices. Public health measures. The Egyptians recognized the importance of public health measures. They implemented sanitation practices, including proper waste disposal, cleanliness, and the use of sterilization techniques. They also had a comprehensive understanding of diseases and their prevention, with an emphasis on hygiene and cleanliness. It's important to note that while the ancient Egyptians made significant contributions to medicine, their practices and knowledge were limited by their scientific understanding and technology of the time. Some of their beliefs and treatments may seem unconventional or ineffective by modern standards. Nonetheless, their advancements in medical practices paved the way for future developments in the field of medicine. Fact 3. The Sphinx's lost nose. The Great Sphinx of Giza, one of the most iconic symbols of ancient Egypt, has intrigued scholars for centuries. But did you know that the Sphinx once had a nose? Join us as we delve into the mysterious tale of the Sphinx's missing nose and the intriguing theories surrounding its disappearance. Here's what we know about the Sphinx's nose. Nose destruction. The exact circumstances surrounding the destruction of the Sphinx's nose remain a subject of debate and speculation. There are various theories, but no definitive evidence exists to confirm the exact cause. Iconic appearance. Before the nose's damage, the Sphinx would have featured a prominent, elongated nose, similar to the facial features seen in other Egyptian sculptures. The statue's face is believed to have been a representation of the pharaoh during its construction. Ancient accounts. Many stories and myths have emerged to explain the missing nose. One popular anecdote attributes the damage to a cannonball fired by Napoleon Bonaparte's soldiers during the French campaign in Egypt in the late 18th century. However, there is no historical evidence to support this claim. Erosion and vandalism. Another plausible explanation is that the nose was damaged gradually over time due to natural erosion caused by weathering, including wind and sand erosion, or by acts of vandalism. It's not uncommon for ancient monuments to suffer damage throughout their long history. Iconic symbol. The missing nose has become an iconic feature of the Sphinx, often symbolizing the passage of time and the mystery surrounding ancient civilizations. Its absence has sparked curiosity and fueled speculation about its original appearance. Restoration attempts. Over the years, there have been several restoration efforts on the Sphinx, including attempts to reconstruct or repair the damaged nose. However, these attempts have been challenging due to the lack of precise historical records or clear depictions of the Sphinx's original facial features. Symbolic interpretations. Some interpretations suggest that the missing nose represents intentional damage, possibly as an act of iconoclasm or deliberate destruction. Others believe it was a result of passage of time, neglect, or accidental damage. Ultimately, the true cause of the Sphinx's missing nose remains unknown, and the subject continues to capture the imagination of visitors and researchers alike. Despite the absence of its nose, the Sphinx remains an awe-inspiring symbol of ancient Egyptian art and culture, drawing millions of visitors each year to marvel at its grandeur and enigmatic presence. Number 4. Hieroglyphs, the ancient Egyptian writing system. Hieroglyphs, the ancient Egyptian writing system, were a remarkable means of communication. We'll explore the fascinating process of deciphering hieroglyphs and uncover the secrets they hold, shedding light on the rich history and beliefs of the Egyptian civilization. Here's what you should know about hieroglyphs and the ancient Egyptian writing system. Hieroglyphic symbols. Hieroglyphs were pictorial symbols that represented wounds, sounds, or concepts. They were typically written in a linear or columnar arrangement, and their appearance ranged from simple to more complex and detailed representations. Logographic and phonographic. Hieroglyphs served as both logographic, representing entire words or concepts, and phonographic, representing individual sounds or syllables, elements within the writing systems. Some hieroglyphs conveyed their meaning directly, while others represented sound or served grammatical functions. Hieratic and demotic scripts. Alongside hieroglyphs, the ancient Egyptians developed two cursive scripts known as hieratic and demotic. Hieratic was a simplified, more cursive form of hieroglyphs primarily used for religious texts and day-to-day writing. Demotic was a further simplified script used for administrative and business purposes. Rosetta Stone. The decipherment of hieroglyphs was made possible through the discovery of the Rosetta Stone in 1799. The Rosetta Stone contains an inscription written in three scripts: hieroglyphs, demotic, and Greek. Scholars used the Greek portion to unlock the hieroglyphic code, eventually leading to a better understanding of ancient Egyptian writing. Phonograms and determinatives. Hieroglyphs included phonograms, symbols representing sounds, which were used to spell out words or parts of words. Determinatives were hieroglyphs that followed a word to provide context or clarify its meaning. For example, a determinative might indicate if the word referred to a person, place, or object. Hieroglyphic complexity. Hieroglyphic writing was complex and consisted of thousands of distinct symbols. The complexity was partly due to the nature of the Egyptian language, which had a vast vocabulary and a complex grammar system. Some hieroglyphs were phonetic complements that aided in the pronunciation of words. Use of papyrus and other media. Ancient Egyptians wrote hieroglyphs on various surfaces, including papyrus, stone monuments, temple walls, coffins, and statues. Papyrus was the most common medium for everyday writing, while stone inscriptions served for more permanent records and monumental texts. Scribes in education. Writing in ancient Egypt was primarily the domain of scribes who underwent extensive training to master the complex hieroglyphic system. Scribes held prestigious positions in society and were responsible for maintaining written records, including legal documents, religious texts, and administrative records. Symbolic and religious significance. Hieroglyphs were not only a means of communication but also had symbolic and religious significance. They were believed to possess magical properties and were often associated with religious rituals, funerary practices, and the worship of deities. Evolution and legacy. The use of hieroglyphs spanned over 3,000 years in ancient Egyptian history, evolving alongside the changing political and social landscape. The writing system gradually fell out of use with the rise of Christianity in Egypt, and the knowledge of hieroglyphs was lost until the decipherment in modern times. Hieroglyphs are remarkable as a testament to the ancient Egyptians' advanced writing system and their ability to record and communicate complex ideas and narratives. Their decipherment has provided invaluable insights into ancient Egyptian culture, history, and religious beliefs. Fact 5. Egyptians revered cats. Cats held a special place in the hearts of ancient Egyptians. They were considered sacred animals and were even worshipped as manifestations of the goddess Bastet. Discover the profound role cats played in ancient Egypt society and the unique customs and beliefs associated with them. Goddess Bastet. The ancient Egyptians associated cats with the goddess Bastet, who was the goddess of home, fertility, and protector against evil spirits. She was often depicted as a lioness or a woman with the head of a lioness or a domestic cat. Household companions. Cats were widely kept as domesticated pets and were considered valuable members of the household. They were believed to bring good fortune and protect the home from evil spirits and vermin like snakes and rats, symbol of protection. Cats were seen as guardians and protectors. Many Egyptians believed that the presence of a cat in a household would ward off against negative energy and bring blessings. It was common for families to keep cats to ensure the safety and well-being of their homes. Burial practices. When a pet cat died, it was often given a proper burial. Some cat burials have been discovered in ancient Egyptian cemeteries, including the famous cat cemetery in the city of Bubastis. These burials indicate the high regard Egyptians had for their feline companions. Legal protection. Harming or killing a cat, even accidentally, was a serious offense in ancient Egypt. It was punishable by law, and those found guilty could face severe consequences, including death. Cats were protected under the law, emphasizing their elevated status in Egyptian society. Art and depictions. Cats were frequently depicted in ancient Egyptian art, appearing in paintings, sculptures, and decorative objects. These depictions showcase their elegance, grace, and association with the goddess Bastet. Mummification. Cats were also mummified in ancient Egypt as a form of reverence and to ensure their companionship in the afterlife. Many cat mummies have been discovered in tombs and catacombs throughout Egypt, indicating the importance Egyptians placed on preserving these animals. The Egyptians' reverence for cats extended beyond their physical presence. Cats held a significant cultural and religious value in ancient Egyptian society, representing protection, fertility, and divine connection. Their association with the goddess Bastet and their roles as household protectors solidified their esteemed position in Egyptian mythology and everyday life. Fact 6. The Book of the Dead. Ever wondered what the Egyptian believed about the afterlife? The Book of the Dead is a collection of religious texts, provided guidance for the deceased's journey to the afterlife. We'll explore the rituals, spells, and beliefs surrounding this ancient Egyptian funerary text. Purpose and contents. The Book of the Dead, known as the Book of Coming Forth by Day, in ancient Egyptian was a collection of spells, prayers, and instructions intended to guide and protect the deceased in the afterlife. It was placed in tombs and coffins to assist the soul in navigating the perilous journey to the afterlife and facing judgment. Origins and development. The earliest known versions of the Book of the Dead date back to the New Kingdom period. However, the texts and rituals it contains evolved over time, with new spells and chapters added and older ones modified or omitted. Individualized texts. The Book of the Dead was not a standardized text, but rather a personalized collection of spells and illustrations tailored to the specific needs and status of the deceased. Different individuals might have different combinations of spells and illustrations in their books. Spells and rituals. The book contained various spells and rituals to assist the deceased in their journey through the afterlife. These included spells for protection, guides for passing through dangerous realms, prayers for nourishment and sustenance, and instructions for avoiding pitfalls and judgment in the Hall of Ma'at. Illustrated papyri. The Book of the Dead was typically written on papyrus scrolls, and many examples have been discovered in ancient tombs. The texts were often accompanied by elaborate illustrations depicting scenes from the afterlife, including gods, demons, and the deceased engaged in various activities. Acquisition and authorship. The Book of the Dead was primarily commissioned and acquired by individuals during their lifetime as part of their preparations for the afterlife. The spells and texts were likely composed by skilled priests and scribes, although no single author is attributed to the entire book. Papyrus of Ani. One of the most famous and well-preserved versions of the Book of the Dead is the Papyrus of Ani. This papyrus, dating back to the 19th dynasty, is richly illustrated and provides valuable insights into the religious beliefs and rituals of ancient Egypt. Availability and accessibility. The Book of the Dead was not exclusively reserved for the elite, but was also accessible to people from various social classes. However, the complexity of the spells and the inclusion of lavish illustrations made it more affordable for the wealthy. Influence and legacy. The Book of the Dead played a significant role in shaping ancient Egyptian beliefs about the afterlife and influenced the development of later funerary texts and religious practices. It provided guidance and assurance to the deceased and their loved ones, offering a sense of hope and preparation for the journey to the afterlife. The Book of the Dead provides a valuable glimpse into ancient Egyptian beliefs and rituals surrounding death, the afterlife, and the soul's journey. It is a testament to the rich and complex religious traditions of ancient Egypt and their enduring legacy in Egyptian culture and history. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of our journey through the fascinating world of ancient Egypt, I hope that you've been captivated by the incredible facts that we've explored today. From the mighty pyramids to the enigmatic Sphinx and the awe-inspiring pharaohs to the mystical Book of the Dead, ancient Egypt continues to mesmerize us with its rich history and enduring legacy. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to share some insights and fun facts about ancient Egypt, please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, safe travels, fellow explorers, and may your quest for knowledge never cease.